Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of ways to find your calendar when you're in the Chrome browser. So in the Chrome browser, first of all, I always suggest that you make sure that you are actually logged into Chrome, signed into Chrome, and not just browsing without being signed in. And the way to do that is over here. We call this the hamburger. And if you go to Settings, you can just make sure that you're logged in. That way all of your bookmarks stay up here, and no matter what computer you're on, and if you've got any extensions loaded, those show up as well. For some reason my computer is going really slowly right now. But so you'll see here that this says that I'm signed in. So if you're not signed in, you would click sign in, and then click that you want to sync your settings so that they're synced across different computers and your mobile devices and all that kind of stuff. So that's just a good practice to make sure that you're logged into Chrome so that your bookmarks are there so you can get to the things that you want to get to. So that's the first thing. Alright, so if you're logged into Chrome, up on the top left you should see this little app launcher button right here. And that is on the bookmark bar, and it looks like in our Google Apps for Education account we don't have an option of not having the bookmark bar, so you should have a bookmark bar right there, and you should see the app button over here. So if you click on the app button, what you're going to see here is any apps that you have chosen to put in your app window. And the way that you choose apps for this app window, and mine's a little messy because I've just messed with things here, is if you go to the web store, you can find apps that you want to add to this. So it's kind of like a bookmarking tool, really. So it's just linking to, it can link to apps. That's what's going to show there. This is also where you go to get extensions, which show up here, but that's another story. So right now we're looking at apps, and I would type in calendar, and then calendar is going to be the first thing that shows up right here. Mine's already been added, but if it hasn't been added, you would see this blue button here that says add to Chrome, and you could add that. And then when you go to this button right here, one of your apps would be your Google Calendar app. And you can use that same thing if you wanted to make sure that you can easily get to Google Docs, Google Search, etc. So that is the app button right here. So that's one way. And then another way, I'm going to get rid of this so you can see this, is you might want to pin this app window to your taskbar down here. And to do that, you would go to the Start window and go to All Programs, find Google Chrome, and then where it says Chrome App Launcher, you would right click on that, and then you would choose Pin to Taskbar. And so now this shows up in my taskbar, so it's always just floating right there, and no matter what side I'm on, I'll see this taskbar down here and I can get to those tools. So that's pretty handy. The other thing to know is if I'm in, you already said that you know how to get to it from Drive. So in Drive you've got this Google Apps, so these are all that are in your suite of tools. So if I click on that, I can get to the Google Calendar that way. You see this same black waffle app launcher when you're in some other Google tools, like if I'm in just the Google Search, I'll see that as well if I'm logged into my Chrome, and then I'll be able to see all of these as well. So that's another way. And then one last way is if I'm in my calendar from whatever way and I want to put it on this bookmark bar, all I have to do to put something on the bookmark bar is while it's opened up, I just click on that URL and I just drag it into my bookmark bar. So now that's there. Anytime I go to a different page, that bookmark bar is still there and I can get to my calendar. So that is a couple of different ways to get to Google Calendar.